These are the best WWE wrestlers from every year, starting from 1991. 1991 was a pivotal moment for the WWF when the company needed its biggest star more than ever. Hulk Hogan stood tall as the undisputed champion of the industry, winning the Royal Rumble, dethroning Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania 7, and carrying the company through a turbulent period. But by 1992, the writing was on the wall. WWE needed a fresh direction. Enter Bret the Hitman Hart. The excellence of execution brought a technical wrestling style that contrasted sharply with the cartoon characters of the Golden Era and laid the foundation for WWE's new generation. Hart's precision in the ring and his ability to tell stories through holds and reversals captivated audiences, and his IC title reign, followed by a WWE Championship reign, made him the face of this new era. However, the following year brought an unexpected twist when 1993 became the year of Yokozuna. The 500-pound wrestler dominated WWE like few heels ever had, defeating both Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship. The company built their entire year around his dominance, with every top babyface trying and failing to topple the mountain of a man. However, 1994 saw Bret Hart reclaim his position as WWE's top guy. The Hitman delivered possibly his greatest year, putting on a pair of 5-star classics against his brother Owen Hart at WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Hart regained the WWE title and also sowed the seeds for his eventual feud against Shawn Michaels that would define this era. But as 1995 rolled around, WWE took a gamble as Diesel became the company's top guy with his laid-back attitude and cool guy aura. While his championship reign didn't draw the numbers WWE hoped for, there's no denying Nash's popularity during this difficult period for the company. The Big Daddy Cool persona resonated with the mid-90s audience who wanted something edgier than the traditional babyface formula. 1996 became the year of the showstopper, when Shawn Michaels finally achieved his boyhood dream, winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 12 in an Iron Man match. Despite the company's struggles in the Monday Night Wars, Michaels consistently delivered the best matches on any given card, and his charisma, athleticism, and ability to deliver every single time made him the perfect choice to carry WWF during this period. During this time, Michaels also became the leader of the Clique and became notorious for his wild antics and influencing booking decisions. But as 1997 rolled around, a storm was brewing in Texas. 1997 marked the rise of Stone Cold Steve Austin, whose King of the Ring speech the previous year had planted seeds for his rise to megastardom. Austin's anti-hero character connected with audiences on a level WWE hadn't seen in years. His legendary match against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13, where he passed out in the sharpshooter rather than submit, made him the face of the Attitude Era. Austin's momentum carried straight into 1998, where he became an even bigger star. Austin won the Rumble, dethroned Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, and the Texas Rattlesnakes battles with Kane, Undertaker, and Mr. McMahon drew record ratings as their feud became the hottest storyline in wrestling history. Austin spraying Vince with beer, stunning everyone in sight, and raising hell every Monday night turned Raw into must-see TV as WWF started turning the tide against WCW. The company had found its franchise player, and Stone Cold was just getting started. Austin's dominance continued through 1999 as Austin remained the biggest star in professional wrestling. Despite a neck injury that forced him to adapt his style, nothing could stop Austin's popularity. His feuds with The Rock, The Undertaker, and the corporate ministry kept audiences glued to their screens every week. Austin won the WWF Championship for a third time at WrestleMania 15, and TV ratings soared to heights the industry had never seen before. But as the new millennium arrived, Austin got sidelined for neck surgery, and a certain Brahma Bull stepped up to the plate. 2000 belonged to The Rock, who had evolved into the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, with catchphrases that transcended wrestling and entered pop culture. The Great One main evented 10 out of the 12 pay-per-views in 2000, and his matches against Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Chris Benoit throughout the year showcased his improved ring work alongside his legendary mic skills. Hollywood was already calling, but in 2000, the Great One was all WWE's. However, the year 2001 saw a changing of the guard as Kurt Angle emerged as WWE's biggest surprise. The Olympic gold medalist had only been wrestling for 2 years, yet he was already delivering classics against Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Angle's incredible in-ring work combined with his surprising comedic timing made him a versatile star who could work any style with anyone. However, if we're talking about rookies who shook the WWE, nobody was ready for the perfect storm that was about to take over the WWE in 2002. Everything changed in 2002 when Brock Lesnar exploded onto the scene. Dubbed the next big thing, Lesnar lived up to the hype, and within months of his debut, he'd won King of the Ring and became the youngest WWE champion in history by defeating The Rock at SummerSlam. His combination of raw power, legitimate amateur wrestling credentials, and shocking agility made him feel like a once-in-a-generation athlete. But 2003 brought Kurt Angle roaring back to the top spot with arguably his best year ever. Angle was putting on instant classics week after week, particularly in his heated rivalry with Lesnar that produced some of the era's finest matches. His feuds with John Cena and Eddie Guerrero helped establish them as main event players while showcasing his own unparalleled ring work. Speaking of Eddie Guerrero, 2004 was the year of the Latino Heat. The Latino Heat's journey to the WWE Championship was one of wrestling's most inspiring redemption stories. After battling personal demons and addiction, Eddie defeated Brock Lesnar at No Way Out in a moment that had fans around the world cheering through tears. His subsequent feud with JBL helped establish a new main event heel while giving Eddie the chance to prove he belonged at the top. Guerrero's technical brilliance, natural charisma, and genuine connection with the fans made every moment feel important. WWE had spent the last 3 years building new stars after the departure of Austin and Rock, and 2005 was the year they'd get to enjoy the fruits of their labor. 2005 had Randy Orton's incredible run as the Legend Killer, who challenged The Undertaker's streak and became a menace to society. It also had John Cena's rise to the main event scene, who defeated JBL to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21. However, there was one animal who left all of them behind and muscled his way to superstardom in 2005. Batista won the Royal Rumble and turned on Triple H, becoming the first person to truly conquer the game during his reign of terror. His WrestleMania 21 victory cemented him as a top guy, and his subsequent title reign on SmackDown proved he could carry a brand. But while 2005 belonged to Batista, 2006 saw the rise of Super Cena. 2006 marked the beginning of Cena's empire. He defeated Triple H at WrestleMania 22 and spent the rest of the year cementing himself as WWE's franchise player. His merchandise flew off the shelves, his Superman booking resonated with younger fans, and his feud with Edge defined an entire era. WWE had made their choice for the next decade's face, and love him or hate him, Cena delivered when it mattered most. The Cena train rolled through 2007 without stopping. The year had The Undertaker's world title run, Shawn Michaels putting on classics every other week, Edge and Orton terrorizing Raw, but nobody was more dominant than Super Cena in 2007. He main evented WrestleMania 23 against Shawn Michaels in an underrated classic, then continued his feuds with Edge, Randy Orton, and Bobby Lashley. Despite the growing backlash from older fans, Cena's work rate never dipped. He was having great matches, headlining shows, and representing WWE on every major media outlet. However, towards the end of 2007, Cena suffered an injury, and a charismatic enigma challenged him in terms of popularity. 2008 brought a surprise as Jeff Hardy skyrocketed to become the most popular wrestler on the planet. The Daredevil's death-defying style and underdog story captured hearts across every demographic. His chase for the WWE Championship, culminating in his emotional victory at Armageddon, created one of the era's most memorable moments. Hardy's merchandise sales rivaled Cena's, his entrance pops were deafening, and his connection with the audience felt pure and organic. For one magical year, the charismatic enigma was wrestling's biggest star. Then, 2009 gave us peak Randy Orton. The Viper had fully evolved into the most dangerous, calculating heel WWE had seen in years. His methodical destruction of the McMahon family, his leadership of Legacy, and his multiple WWE Championship reigns defined the year. Orton's matches against Triple H and John Cena showed that he was willing to do whatever it took to stay on top. The cold, sadistic character work combined with his smooth in-ring style made him the WWE's apex predator, and whether you loved or hated him, you couldn't take your eyes off Randy Orton in 2009. However, 2010 saw John Cena reclaim his position as WWE's undisputed top guy. In what many consider one of wrestling's weakest years, Cena remained the one constant, carrying Raw through thick and thin. His feud with The Nexus, despite its booking controversies, was the most talked-about storyline of the year. While other stars came and went or struggled with injuries, Big Match John stood tall as the reliable franchise player WWE had built their entire empire around. However, the summer of 2011 changed everything when CM Punk delivered his infamous pipe bomb promo and became the voice of the voiceless. His Money in the Bank match against Cena felt like the most important bout in ages, and Punk blowing a kiss to Vince McMahon as he left through the crowd with the title became an iconic moment. Punk's momentum carried straight into 2012 as he embarked on a 434-day WWE Championship reign that dominated the year. CM Punk as champion meant the title felt important again, even when WWE frustratingly refused to let him main event pay-per-views. His feuds with Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, and John Cena produced consistently excellent matches, while his alliance with Paul Heyman added another layer to his character. But 2013 belonged to a different underdog as Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement created a revolution that WWE couldn't ignore no matter how hard they tried. Bryan's technical brilliance had already earned respect, but this year he connected with audiences on an emotional level that hadn't been seen in ages. His shocking title loss to Randy Orton at SummerSlam, orchestrated by Triple H, ignited a fan rebellion. Crowds hijacked shows, social media rallied behind him, and Daniel Bryan was the people's champion in 2013. The Yes Movement's culmination came at WrestleMania 30, which should have made 2014 Bryan's year too, but Brock Lesnar overshadowed everything when he conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak. Lesnar then demolished John Cena at SummerSlam in a match that felt like a public execution, ending the Super Cena era once and for all. The Beast incarnate didn't need to appear every week. His rare appearances felt special, and Lesnar had been reborn as an unstoppable force. However, with Lesnar's limited appearances, a certain architect would steal his thunder in 2015. The Shield's breakup reshaped WWE's landscape, with Seth Rollins becoming the Authority's hand-picked top guy. The Architect's heist of the century at WrestleMania 31, stealing the championship from both Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, was pure genius. Rollins spent most of the year as champion, delivering excellent matches despite being a cowardly heel who needed the Authority's backup. His feuds with Dean Ambrose, John Cena, and Sting kept him in the spotlight constantly. Rollins even held both the WWE and United States championships simultaneously, cementing his status as the workhorse of the company until a devastating knee injury cut his reign short. However, with Rollins out due to injury, 2016 would be the year of the phenomenal one. AJ Styles debuted at the Royal Rumble in 2016, and within months, this supposed indie darling was WWE champion. His instant chemistry with Roman Reigns, his legendary series with John Cena, and his ability to have great matches with absolutely anyone proved he belonged on wrestling's biggest stage. Styles led SmackDown's resurgence after the brand split, making the blue brand must-see. Styles' excellence continued through 2017 as he won the US title and had some phenomenal matches against Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, the Demon King, and Shane McMahon. While Roman Reigns was being positioned as WWE's chosen one on Raw, Styles' consistency and match quality on SmackDown week after week made him impossible to deny. The pattern repeated in 2018 as his 371-day WWE Championship reign was one of the longest in modern history, and he defended that title with pride against names like Nakamura, John Cena, and Jinder Mahal. He also feuded against names like Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, and Rusev, and AJ's versatility carried the company through one of its most turbulent periods. 3 consecutive years as WWE's best performer cemented Styles' legacy as one of the greatest to ever step in a WWE ring, regardless of where he started his career. But 2019 shattered the glass ceiling when Becky Lynch became the first woman to claim the title of WWE's best wrestler in a given year. The man had been building momentum since her 2018 heel turn that paradoxically made her the most popular babyface in the company. Lynch won the Royal Rumble, then headlined WrestleMania 35, defeating both Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair to become Becky Two Belts. The year of 2020 presented unique challenges, but Drew McIntyre rose to meet them all. The Scottish Warrior won the Royal Rumble and defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36 to capture his first WWE Championship. Tragically, his crowning moment happened in an empty performance center with no fans to celebrate. Yet McIntyre carried WWE through one of the darkest periods in its history, defending his title with pride and putting on excellent matches. His rivalry with Randy Orton produced some brutal encounters, while his matches against Bobby Lashley and The Miz kept Raw afloat. But as fans returned in 2021, Roman Reigns stood tall as the undisputed top star in wrestling. The Tribal Chief's heel turn had created the most compelling character WWE had seen in over a decade, and Reigns demolished everyone who stood in his way. Be it Daniel Bryan, Edge, or John Cena, nobody could dethrone the head of the table, and everybody was forced to acknowledge him. Finally, after years of fan rejection, Reigns had found his perfect role and become the superstar WWE always believed he could be. The dominance continued through 2022 as Roman Reigns unified the WWE and Universal Championships at WrestleMania 38, defeating Brock Lesnar in the main event. But this year was about more than titles. It was about the Bloodline storyline reaching new heights. The addition of Sami Zayn added a new layer to the Bloodline saga, with Sami's desperate attempts to fit into the family producing both comedy and genuine emotion. Reigns' matches against Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle and Logan Paul at Crown Jewel showcased his evolution as a performer. The Tribal Chief wasn't just WWE's top star anymore, he was the entire industry's measuring stick. 2023 saw Gunther's unstoppable IC title run, Seth Rollins' incredible work rate, Sami Zayn's amazing character work, Roman Reigns' title reign approaching 1,000 days, but this year truly belonged to the American Nightmare. Despite failing to dethrone Reigns at WrestleMania, Cody had amazing matches against names like Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre that cemented him as a main event player in the WWE. Rhodes emerged as Roman's ultimate rival, setting up a WrestleMania showdown that had fans buzzing all year. 2024 brought it all full circle as Cody Rhodes finally finished his story. The American Nightmare's journey back to WWE had been building to one moment, defeating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Rhodes spent the rest of the year proving he deserved that spot, defending his title against AJ Styles, Logan Paul, and Kevin Owens in consistently great matches. However, his monotone booking and one-dimensional character had fans growing tired of Cody's reign by the end of 2024. This brings us to the year of 2025, which saw John Cena's final run in the WWE, Cody Rhodes fighting to prove he belongs on the top, CM Punk winning the World Heavyweight Championship, and Roman Reigns continuing to claim that the WWE is his yard as the OTC. So let me know in the comments who you think 2025 belonged to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.